Greetings humans, this is Aramis from Archill Archives, and I really need to finish this sketchbook. Just look at how far I've gone. The spine already ripped out, so I had to tape it in, well, ripped halfway. So I had to tape it up, and just look at that. I have this many pages left, so in an effort to finish them, I have a lot of these kinds of pages where the marker bled through. So I'm going to be doing these drawings and sticking them in to fill up this sketchbook. Didn't even want to bring it with me into 2022, but plans changed and it's still here. So, oh, I need to keep this around for the color references. So I started drawing some of my couples, whether they're future couples or they start out being couples. So this is from a story that I've been wanting to write, tentatively called The Cleaners. And this is Solomon and this is Malu. They meet in the first chapter of the story, so. And he is a 100-year-old guardian for this power. Okay. I have to work out a bit more of the story to give some more details, but he's a guardian and she ends up becoming the person he grants that power to. So he kind of starts working for her to fight against the evil. I will get more into this story when I figure it out. But if you notice, all of these lines are super thick and thin, super thin and even. And anybody who knows me knows I don't like thin lines. I like my lines thick, really thick and nice. So what actually happened was I found an old pen and it was kind of dry. So I got a bottle of ink to refill my fine liners and brush pens, and I decided I'll fill that pen and see how it works, and it works so nice. It just came with no ink. So, and I really like how these came out. I still have a preference for thick lines. I still love my thick lines, but these came out pretty nice. I've already colored two. This is, well, I've already introduced you to Solomon and Malu. This is Raven and Corbin. Anybody who's looked at the videos on my channel should know Raven and Corbin. The Raven was my first OC, and Corbin was like my third. I keep drawing her like this, but really most of the time she wears a mask to cover her eyes, like a blindfold, because story reasons. But yeah, these two are finished. I'm just gonna add in a little shadows here later at the bottom. So now on to these. So these are the four that I have left to color in. These two are gonna end up being a couple, but the three of them live together, so I decided to draw all three of them together. This is Tammy, Dishan, and Key. Tammy's a bit of a free spirit. Dishan, I forgot Dishan's sparkles. I forgot his sparkles. Hold on. Yeah, Dishan's sparkles. Not all elves sparkle. These are my only elf characters. Sometimes it needs to get started. Not all my elves sparkle. It's just him. The only time he doesn't sparkle is when Tammy's in trouble, because usually that time he's too pissed to sparkle. Anyway, so he is a bit of an ass at the flirt. Key is the more chill one. So yeah, the two of them are best friends. I have Carlos and Josephine. They are from the same story with Solomon and Malu. They're also clean. Well, Josephine is a cleaner and Carlos is he's a chef. He starts working as a chef for the team. He's also a recovering anorexic, so that's part of the story. She's unaware of it though, for reasons. Again, it makes sense in the story. And then we have Jane and Cara. And their story I'm kind of working on a bit right now, so I haven't solidified anything, but I know their backstories completely, and I know who the antagonist is, but I can't show you the antagonist because that would be spoiler. But these two end up as a couple, and yeah, that's all I can say for now. Again, it's not because I'm really afraid of spoilers, but more because I haven't really formulated the story in my head enough to properly explain it. So this will have to wait for another time, that story explanation. And then these two, this is August and April. This story I know the concept for, but I haven't figured out how it's gonna play out. So in chapter 1, so this is not a spoiler, this is like literally the opening. In chapter 1, they're going to go on a hike, but he has to finish his master's thesis. So his wife, because they're married, hence the wedding rings, she leaves first to go meet up with their friends, and he says he'll follow 2 or 3 days later. And when he reaches the cabin that they were supposed to meet up at, all of his friends are dead, and April is missing. And then this is where the plot starts to thicken, because then we find out that he has a bit of a bad past. I know he looks so cute and innocent, but this guy has a bad past. He was into some stuff. And he decides to hunt down these guys who kidnapped his wife because he does not appreciate people kidnapping his wife. So, but then he starts to find out certain things, and he realizes that he's not actually the only one with a dark past. And the people who he originally thinks that they kidnapped April to get to him, but then he starts to realize that it might actually have nothing to do with him why she went missing. So again, I really like them. I really like them as characters. I love their relationship. They are so cute together. And the story again follows him trying to find her, and we'll see from both of their perspectives what's going on, and we'll uncover the mystery between with their past and everything. So that's kind of cool. So maybe I should actually start with this one. I haven't drawn August and April in a long time. So what am I going to use to color these in? Well, I have some Bianyo markers and some Weiss brand markers. These are brush markers and these are just bullet and chisel. They both run on the same coloring number scheme, so the inks, yeah, they're basically the same. If you get the same numbers, they're the same. But I do have some extras. Again, I'll go more into this when I actually come around to doing a review for these markers, but this is what I'm going to be using. And yeah, I think that's it. Also, again, I have my sketchbook for reference. I have some other characters that I really want to introduce you guys to, but like, these aren't couples. Some of these other characters, they don't have a romance in this story, and I kind of wanted to draw couples or like the trio elves. Yeah, so these two aren't a couple. So, but I do have the reference for like colors here, so I'm gonna be keeping this around, and hopefully I can finish this sketchbook sometime soon. I already have I'm trying to decide with my other sketchbook, and I cannot wait to get rid of this massive thing and go back to drawing in a smaller sketchbook. So let's get started with the coloring. I think I've talked for way too long, but I haven't really done one of these kind of talking videos in a long time, so I don't mind. So let's get right into the coloring. and that's August and April finished. I made so many mistakes doing this. I went out of the lines. I colored, this shirt is supposed to be white, not blue. His sweater is blue. I almost colored her hair in blue, and yeah, it was just a mess. Overall, it looks good from a distance. Like, if I didn't point out those things, you probably wouldn't notice it. I'll just touch up the line art a bit. I noticed with the thin line art, it's even harder to color inside the lines, and anybody who knows me knows I struggle with coloring inside the lines. There's another thing that came back to mind. Just look at all that blue. I use blue in so many of my drawings, and I really need to work on that because I'm gonna run out of all my blue markers at this rate. I mean, I have a fair amount of blue markers, but I think I should probably start using a bit more green. Maybe a bit more red as well. So, these are the first three, and I have, where is it? I have papers everywhere. I have 3 more to go. I think I'm gonna color these guys next because I just feel like I haven't drawn or colored them in a long time. So, yep. This is 3 out of the 6 down. And on to the next one. And that's the 4th one down. I messed up again on this one. I went out to the lines, I colored in the wrong spot. The shadow looks weird, but these are to stick in my sketchbook, so I'm not too really bothered about it. It's actually after 10, and I'm starting to feel a bit sleepy, so I'm gonna leave these as is. And I'll clean up the lines and do the final 2 tomorrow. So I'll see you then. So it's the next day, and I was looking at this drawing and I realized I made the legs so long. Before I used to have a problem with I'd always draw the legs too short, so I've been trying to draw them longer, but this is too long. But the thing is, how I'm looking at it from this, when it's flat, because I'm seeing it at an angle, it looks normal, but then when I hold it up and look at it straight on, his legs look so long. It looks like one of, you know, those older anime style, no, older manga style where the faces are like a V. And everybody's just really skinny and long. But I actually really like how this came out. Especially this top half. I really like it. I love their skin tones. I love the colors. I especially probably love the colors because now I have more colors to work with. And before I had a very limited amount of markers. Oh, and just look at that compared to this. This was done in September. And just look at how much better this looks. I mean, his legs are so, both of them, so I have really long legs that I have to work on, but it's so much better now. And it doesn't even feel that long. This is what, like 5 months ago, because this is January 11th, 2022. So I actually really like how this came out. So that makes it 4. Yeah, I don't know what just happened, but that makes it 4 couples right now. And the next one I'm gonna do will be these two. These two are relatively new, Carlos and Josephine. And then these two I'm gonna do last. I think I might end up redesigning these two characters because I'm thinking that I might focus on writing their story for the moment. I haven't even finished designing all the characters for this story, and I came up with another story that I'm designing characters for, but hopefully I will be finishing this sketchbook really soon and you'll get to see them in a sketchbook tour. So let's get the rest of these drawings out of the way and get right in to coloring these two. And here we have another one completed. The lighting in this room is so awful, so I'm not even sure if you can see it as clearly as I would want. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see a clearer picture when I post these. So the link in the description. So this is Carlos and Josephine. I could put them onto the pile and get the final one. And then I'll be finished. This one though, I'm not sure if I really like their designs, so what I'm going to be doing with this is pretty much thinking about what it is that I like about their designs, what it is I don't like about their designs, so that I can then go and redesign them later. So one last drawing and then finishing my sketchbook with all the other pages. Let's just forget about the other pages for now and focus on this one drawing. And that was the final one. I really like how these came out. I haven't done characters in a while. I've been doing how to doodle drawing and designing in my sketchbook, so I haven't really taken the time to just sit down and do some more detailed coloring, even though I didn't really do a whole lot of detail in the coloring. Look at her abs. Look at her abs. I love how that came out. As for the stuff that I like and I don't like about these two, I don't know, because I'm torn. I like their design and I also don't like their design, and I'm not sure if I should change the overall design, because if it's a comic I want simple, or if I should just change the colors, because I might change the colors. And I might work on the hairstyle, like keep the general idea, like have her hair be long and have his hair be short, but and I might keep the colors of their hair, but I'm not really sure. One thing I did notice though, this is just like a side thing. Every time I draw a character with dark skin, people always, well, not people, the people I show it to say, I really like that handsome black guy you drew, or I really like that pretty black girl you drew. And I like the fact that people think they're handsome and pretty, but it's also kind of weird because I generally don't think about the races of my characters when I draw them. I pretty much just go with the flow. Sometimes their skin color is based on their name, like Dishen. Sometimes his skin got darker after I gave him that name. And then sometimes I just imagine them having a darker skin. Also, I love her abs, just look at that. And as somebody who is not fully black but who has a darker skin tone, it just always feels weird that every time I draw a character with darker skin, everybody just assumes that they're black. And again, it's even weirder because like none of these, like this story takes place in a world that's like our own but in a made up place, but this is their elves, so I don't know, I just thought it was kind of interesting, especially because I don't think of it when I'm drawing. It's incidental. Raven started off as a self-insert. She's nothing like me anymore except for the chronic pain thing, but apart from that, so her skin ended up getting darker than mine and her hair got longer and straighter. I don't know, she just kind of evolved into this character. And then like with these, I just wanted a couple that was really buff, and when I was looking at my skin tone options, I was like, I think she would look really good if I gave her that skin tone, and I think she looks really good with this skin tone. And then same with Solomon, it's like, I think he would look really cool with this darker skin tone, and I really like how the darker skin tone came out. So yeah, that's just a thing. Almost none of my characters have set races. Yeah, because I just don't like thinking about people in terms of their race. Again, I just pretty much go with the flow of what I'm feeling that character might look at. But I really like how they came out. Normally, as I've said before, I don't like thin, even line art, but this came out pretty well, and I've seen a lot of improvement. You'll see we compare them to a bit more of my other drawings once I finish the sketchbook. It's almost done, and I do a sketchbook tour, and yeah, I think that's it. Like I said, I'm really happy with how they came out. I think I've done a lot of improvements since last year. Actually, I have one of my last year's sketchbooks right here, and I'll show you what I mean when I say improvement, because I did a video painting Corbin. This one. Look at those proportions. Just look at that. First, look at how cool he looks right here. And this was in February, and I'm doing this in January of 2022. This was February 2021, so this is almost a full year, and I can definitely see improvements. I think the only thing now I have to work on is not drawing the legs too long. Yeah. But other than that, I'm really satisfied with how they came out. So thank you for watching. I'm gonna go put these in my sketchbook and work on some new designs, some new characters. I can't wait. I'm working on some other stories. And if you want to see that sketchbook when it comes out, then don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in another video. Later.